Hello and welcome to Craft with Sarah. In this video I'm going to be making a duo corner stacker card, also called a double corner stacker. In my previous card making tutorial I showed you how to make a side stacker card. This time we're going to be doing a duo corner stacker, which is kind of the same concept. So we're going to be layering up bits of paper on our design to create a 3D effect. But unlike with the side stacker, which had the layers going all the way down each side of the page, this time we're only going to be layering up the corners. This is the design I'm going to be using for today's card. It's a really pretty Easter design and it's been created by Ann-marie Vaux, and I bought this over on craftsyprint.com. Craftsy has hundreds, if not thousands, of these duo corner stackers to choose from, so I'll put a link in the description below this video so you can go and have a look at all of the designs they have on offer. With Craftsy, they sell digital downloads, so you can download them straight to your computer and print them off at home, or you can pay a little bit extra and they'll print it off for you and post it straight to your home. And that's what I did for this one. And you can see the paper is really good quality. It's got a lovely shine to it, so it's glossy and it's a nice thickness, so it's going to make a really nice card. Now these duo corner stackers by Ann-marie Vaux come with a little guide on them down the bottom. This shows you where to stick the different layers, so when you're cutting everything out, make sure you don't get rid of this because we're going to use it as our guide a little bit later on. Once you've chosen your design and printed it out, the first thing you need to do is cut out every single part of the design on the sheet. So we've got our main card bit here, and then all of these corner stickers, which we're going to put on the edge to build up our stackers. Alright, so I've already cut mine out, so I'm going to bring the layers in so you can see. And then I've also got the main design here. I've already gone ahead and stuck this onto a card. It's a 6 by 6 inch card design. It's pale pink in colour, which works really nicely with the flowers in this design. To add a little bit of sparkle and a bit of glamour to the card, I've put gold peel-off stickers along each of the edges of both the card and the edges of the corner stacker. So this is now ready for me to start adding the 3D layers. When I'm doing any sort of 3D card, I prefer to stick the base image to my card first. I just find it's easier to line things up when it's all nice and flat before we put the layers on, but of course it's completely up to you. If you prefer to make up the topper first, that's absolutely fine. Alright, so the easiest way to not make a mistake when you're doing corner stackers or any type of stacker card is, before you start sticking, just take the layers and line them up against the part of the card that they belong to, just to make sure you've got them all in the right order. For these duo edge corners, we want to start with the largest one at the bottom and then go smaller and smaller each time to create this stacked effect. So now I've got these in the right order, I'm going to take the biggest part, turn it upside down and add some 3D foam pads to the back, which is what's going to create our layered effect. I'm using just normal 3D foam pads here. I've had to cut them to make them smaller because these ones are huge. And if you need to do that, just use a pair of scissors, cut them and make them smaller. You can also use 3D foam tape, which is pretty much the same, it just comes on a roll. Or you can get 3D glue dots, which come on a little sheet that you just peel off. So whichever one you decide to use is absolutely fine. I'm going to take some of these foam pads and stick them to the back of this edge of the duo corner stacker. You don't need to cover the whole thing in foam pads. That would make it quite heavy, so you run the risk of your card not standing up when it's finished. But also it's just unnecessary and a bit of waste of your foam pads. All you need to do is just make sure you've got enough on there that it's not going to fall off, especially when it's got the other layers on top of it, which does add a little bit of weight. And also that you've got enough so that it's not going to sag in the middle if there's nothing there to keep it stable when we stick it on the card. So I've just put 5 little pieces on the back of this. I'm going to peel off the top bits of paper to release all of that stickiness. And then when that's done, I'm going to pick it up, turn it over, bring my card back and stick this on so it lines up perfectly with the design, and it will create the first 3D layer. When you're doing this, it's easiest to line up the edges to make sure you're sticking it in the right place and that you're sticking it on straight. I've just carefully dropped that on the design. I haven't pushed it down yet. And the reason is I want to make sure I've lined it up right before I put pressure on to stick those foam pads. So by gently placing it on, it means if I needed to, I could pick it up and move it without damaging the card. I'm happy with how that's stuck, so I'm just going to press it down. So now I can do exactly the same with the other layers that go on this top corner. So if I turn this around, you can see we've got our first layer here, and now we're going to add on the other ones. I've already put the foam pads on the backs of these just to make this a little bit quicker. So all I need to do is peel them off and then do the same thing where I'm going to line it up with the edges. Make sure my pattern is lined up and then push down to make sure it's stuck. There's 2 more to go. So I'm going to peel these bits off and then line it up, stick it down. As you go down the smaller bits of the stacker, you will probably need to use less foam pads because there's just less that you're sticking, which is fine. So I'm going to put the last one on. There we go. And then that is the top corner all done. And you can see from the shadows the pretty 3D effect that this has left. For the bottom corner, I've cheated a little bit. I've already stuck these together. So I just need to peel off the backing of the very bottom and stick it to the card. Here we are. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom corner this time. Make sure I'm happy with how that is looking. And then push it down. And now my duo corner stacker is finished. So if I just open it up a little bit, you can see all those 3D layers and how they look. And you've got all of the different bits down here. You've got the top corner and the bottom corner all beautifully 3D. It looks really good. And when you give this to someone and they take it out the envelope, they're just going to look at it and go, wow, because it gives such a great effect. This design by Ann-marie Vaux is just so pretty, with all of these little vintage flowers and swirls. It makes a really unusual card. And what I love about this one is it's an Easter design, but it's not over the top completely Easter. There's no bunnies or eggs or anything on that. It's just a more traditional, pretty, vintage style Easter card. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you want to make your own card just like this, follow the link in the description to go to Craftsy Print and browse all of the different sheets they have to offer. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up using the button below the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more card making tutorials. Thank you for watching.